Hi everyone. The chapter for today is chapter 2, The First Tooth, written by Charles and Mary Lamb in the Pearson book. And this picture is of the poets Charles and Mary Lamb. They were brother and sister in actual life also. They've written many books and stories and poems together. So, this is the first page of the poem. It is page number 11 in the book, and the title is The First Tooth. It begins with the eye connect activity. Now, in this activity, they are saying that siblings, that is, brothers and sisters, we do have fights together, sibling fights. So, if has something like that happened that when last time maybe you all had a fight, you felt that your parents are taking their side, and even after you being right, even after you being true, but still they're taking their side. If something like that has happened, and if you wish, you can talk about it in the class. The next activity is about there are these 4 boxes, and they are talking about how you reconnect with someone. Like, suppose if you have a fight with your sibling or any family member or any or cousin of yours, then how do you reconnect with them? How do you talk with them again? How do you patch up and finish off that fight? Because it's not good to carry these emotions. If you have a fight, it is okay, no problem, but you're supposed to finish it off with a good way, in a good way, like just finish it off, just talk to that person. So there are ways for it. The first box has the title emotional, then we have physical, spiritual and mental. Emotional, one example they've given us, like tell jokes. Okay, any other examples you can write? Watch TV, or watch and take out some albums, old albums, and watch these photos together. Physical, that means go for a walk or play something together. Spiritual means write a thank you note or maybe write a poem. And nowadays we all have mobiles, so we can just give a small message that I'm really sorry for what happened, but I won't be repeating it. And the last box is mental, that means read together, maybe sing a song together, or something which is very emotional to our heart, if you can talk about that. So these are ways in which you can reconnect and build in that relationship. Okay, I'm turning the page now, and we are going to go to page number 12. Now on this page, if you see this poem, this is actually divided into 2 parts. Okay, the upper half, the first stanza is of the sister, whatever she is saying. Then you have of the brother. Okay, now first I will be reading the word buddy, that is the difficult words. First word is mimic, to copy someone. Jesting, to joke or make fun of someone. Baneful, harmful. Ivory, creamy white. Now what is actually ivory? Ivory are those have you seen the elephant teeth which are there, the tusks? The material in that is called as ivory. And if you see the color, it is not pure white, it is slightly creamier. Okay, creamy white color. So that is the ivory which they are talking about. Phoenix, a magic bird which is born from fire, according to ancient story. It's not a actual bird, it's something magical, imaginary. It had come through the ashes. Now on the next page, you have these 2 more word buddies. Encomiums, that is praises, and that too praises of a very higher higher level. When you have too many praises together, then you call them encomiums. The praises are so much that you feel like saying a poem on someone. That's called encomiums. Next is fitting, that means appropriate. Okay, so I will be reciting the poem first, and then we will be going into detail of each stanza. The First Tooth by Charles and Mary Lamb. Sister. Through the house, what busy joy, just because the infant boy has a tiny tooth to show. I have got a double row, all as white and all as small, yet no one cares for mine at all. He can say but half a word, yet that single sounds preferred to all the words that I can say in the longest summer day. He cannot walk, yet if he put with mimic motion out his foot, as if he thought he were advancing, it's prized more than my best dancing. Brother. Sister, I know you jesting are, yet oh, of jealousy beware. If the smallest seed should be in your mind of jealousy, it will spring and it will shoot till it bear the baneful fruit. I remember you, my dear, young as is this infant here. There was not a tooth of those, your pretty, even ivory rose, but as anxiously was watched, till it burst its shell new hatched, as if it a phoenix were, or some other wonder rare. So when you began to walk, so when you began to talk, as now the same encomiums past, it is not fitting this should last longer than our infant days. A child is fed with milk and praise. By Charles and Mary Lamb. And I hope you all have understood something without going into detail. Basically, they are talking about a sister who has started feeling jealous from inside. Okay, now if you see the words that she's bringing in, that first of all there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of joy in the house. And what is the reason? The reason is that the infant boy, just because the infant boy has a tiny tooth to show, the infant boy, that is her younger brother, who is a baby, has got a new tooth. She's saying, is it such a big thing that the tiny tooth has gotten so much of happiness? Then she's saying that I have got a double row, page number 12, line number 4. I have got a double row, all as white and all as small, yet no one cares for mine at all. Now if you see what she's trying to say, that one tooth this baby has got and everyone is happy in the house. I have got a double row, that means there are teeth on the top, there are teeth below, and that too all of them are white, and they are so small and so nice, but still no one is talking about my teeth. Then she's talking about another thing, that is that this baby, he can say but half a word. He just says half a word, maybe dada, baba, mama. So they are half words, but still everyone is preferring that sound to all the words that I can say in the longest summer day. That means she's saying that I can say so many words, but still the baby's sound is preferred. Those tiny words, they are preferred. And why preferred? In the sense, people love it. The moment he says dada, the moment he says mama, everyone is so happy. Oh my God, see, the baby is saying mama. But when I am speaking these words that I know, maybe full sentences, nobody is, getting excited about it. And the last thing she's talking about is his walking. She's saying that he cannot walk. First of all, forget walking nicely. He can't walk only. He can only, put his foot forward, that too with mimic motion. Mimic. As if he's acting. He's copying somebody. He only does acting. As if he's just copying somebody. Mimicry. What is called mimicry? That means to copy somebody. So he's putting his foot with a mimic motion. He's acting. But still when he is advancing, that means when he is coming forward in that acting style of his, still everyone is getting happy. They're getting crazy. Oh my God. And I can walk so well. I can dance. But still nobody is talking about my dance. So these are the things that she's talking about, and she's really feeling very, she's getting those complexes, that what is the reason why everyone is looking at him. He has got one tooth, the whole house is happy. He can say only half a word, but everyone is preferring that sound over all the words that I can say. He cannot walk, he's only putting in mimic motions, but still everyone is liking it over my best dancing. So these thoughts are running in her head. Okay, now if you see in our lives also, this happens naturally, that when we have a new baby in the house, a new child has come in, everyone talks about that child. Any people, any guests that come home, the first thing, they'll run to the child, they'll talk about it, maybe they'll get some gifts for the baby. So it happens naturally that the older children, they feel that maybe Has the family forgotten us? Have they just left us, and started paying attention to the younger one? Which is actually not the case. Children tend to forget the fact that when the older child was a baby, that time they were the center of attraction. Everyone used to look at them, everyone used to talk about them, everyone used to be happy about their walking, their talking, their tooth coming, and all that. Okay, so we tend to forget that. Now it is quite natural. So that is the first stanza about. Now let us go to the second one about the brother here. Sister, I know you jesting are, yet oh, of jealousy beware. If the smallest seed should be in your mind of jealousy, it will spring, and it will shoot, till it bear the baneful fruit. I remember you, my dear, young as is this infant here. There was not a tooth of those your pretty even ivory rose, but as anxiously was watched till it burst its shell new hatched. Now, what is happening over here? The brother, now I don't know, how far I am correct, but I feel that there is a boy which is older than the girl. Okay, and he is talking about the time when this girl, when the sister was a baby. So he's saying that, listen to me, that I know you jesting, you're just joking. Okay, I know that you're just joking, but he's saying even in these joking, even on a lighter note, don't talk about such things because it will bring in jealousy. And jealousy is not just a word, there is a feeling in it, and it's very powerful. So he's saying that if you have even a small seed of this jealousy in your mind, then someday it can just spring up, it will shoot, that means it will start growing, and it will bear a baneful fruit, that means it will give you a harmful result out of it. So he's saying that don't fall into all this. It is better that you don't feel jealous of the small baby. Now he's saying, I remember you, my dear. Now because he's an older brother, he remembers. He's saying that I remember, my dear, that when you were a baby, just like this child over here, and what happened one day, you did not have these ivory rows of yours, those pretty teeth of yours, the two sets that you're saying, the double row, you did not have them. You also had these soft gums, and then one day everyone was anxiously watching at your gums, and one day what happened? A tooth just burst out of it as if it is a baby of a bird, that it just hatches the egg and it just comes out one day, and we are so happy that, oh my god, the eggs have hatched and there's a baby, isn't it? So he said that was the time, when you had that first tooth of yours, it was as if magic had happened, as if an egg had hatched itself, and out of that, which bird had come in? Not a pigeon, not some sparrow or a crow, but a phoenix had come out. Now, that was the amount of happiness that we had when you got your first tooth. So he's trying to remind her very sweetly that when you were a child, everyone has looked at you, everyone has praised you, we loved you so much. Okay, and he's saying anxiously we were watching. Just see the way it is in which it is written, that anxiously we watched, we were just waiting to see you, how the tooth is going to, and one day it just burst, it just tore open your gum and came out as if it is a bird with hatched the egg, and it came out. And which bird came out? Not any common bird, a phoenix came out. Now phoenix is a magical bird. Okay, it comes out from the ashes, so it came out like a phoenix bird, and he's saying it was a rare wonder, something which was wondrous, we couldn't believe our eyes. Then it continues, so when you began to walk, so when you began to talk, as now the same encomiums past, it is not fitting this should last longer than our infant days. A child is fed with milk and praise. Now in these lines, the brother is saying that when you began to talk, when you began to walk, at that time there were long encomiums in the past. That means we also praised you. We also used to be so happy. We would go crazy. Oh my God, see, she's saying da, she's saying baba, okay, she's saying mama. We were crazy about that. We really were so happy for every word that you said, for every movement that you made. Okay, and he's saying that it is not fitting, that means it is not good to compare such things, to fill in that jealousy in the heart. And you should remember that this phase, this baby phase, is a passing phase. Okay, it will go away very quickly. The baby will become big, so it is not going to last this phase. So your jealousy should also not last, it should get over. You should finish it off. You should not let it get into, catch that root in your heart. Just let it go away. Okay, let it be a passing phase. Don't carry it longer than our infant days. Just as the infant days get over, you should stop it and you should finish it. And he's saying lastly that a child is fed with milk and praise. That means when you have to grow a child, you have to feed the child with milk, but you have to also praise the child. Okay, so that the child feels happy that people are looking at me, they are praising me. So that is the last line. It's very important. A child is fed with milk and praise. So I love this poem. I hope you all liked it. Now regarding the answers, first we have the checkpoint and then we have the I understand activity. The checkpoint answers and all the answers of the I understand activity, I will be pasting the pictures just after the video. You can take a screenshot from there, or you can check in the description box. I will be typing the answers there also. Now before I stop talking, there is one thing that I wanted to talk to you all about. That is page number 15, the I feel activity, the pink box that you can see. They are talking about the rhyme scheme. I hope you know what is a rhyme scheme. The last words, when they rhyme with each other, letters are given to it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Star, are, star, are. See, they are rhyming. So we will give them names like A. Okay. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. High sky, high sky. So we will write there BB. So if you talk about twinkle, twinkle, the rhyme scheme will be AABB. Similarly, for our poem also, we have to write the rhyme scheme. Now, if you turn the page and you go back, see what is there. Through the house, what busy joy, just because the infant boy, okay, AA, has a tiny tooth to show. I have got a double row. AA, BB, CC, DD, and it continues that way. Okay, it's very easy, the rhyme scheme. Now, the next thing is about alliteration. Now, in alliteration, sounds, when the sound is repeated, okay, when such sounds are repeated, then you call it as alliteration. It is a figure of speech. Now I can give you one example over here. Mimic motion, out his foot. So there are two words which have the sound m. Okay, so that can be as an alliterative phrase. Sister, I know you jesting are, yet oh of jealousy beware. J. So that is alliteration. So such 4 examples you have to write in these small boxes which are there on page number 15. I will stop talking over here now, and please check the question answers, and if you like my work, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.